welcome to another video from the Be Lucky Racing channel. It's me, Daryl Carter. There was no podcast last Thursday. I do apologise. I was suffering from illness. But I wanted to do a video today because Twitter is exploding over the handicap mark drop to 145 of Jeriko Du Reponet. Oh my goodness me, the whole world thinks they found a golden goose at the Cheltenham Festival. So we're going to talk about it. But first, I just want to remind you that in the description below, that there is a link for tickets for the Cheltenham Festival preview. Yes, my first ever Cheltenham Festival preview, an event I put on entirely myself at Fratton Park on Friday the 20th of February. Doors open at 6 p.m. Tickets are just £7.50 and all funds raised go to the Injured Jockey Fund. If you're in the Portsmouth area, just come down for a few beers. It'll be a good laugh. Matt Chapman is hosting. I am there. SD is there. And Andy Holden is also on the panel as well. It's going to be a brilliant evening. So that takes care of that little bit of housekeeping. Right, let's talk about it, shall we? Let's talk about the Twitter sphere blowing up. Now, this happens every single year. Every single year, you get all these people on Twitter that think they're shrewd and think they know what's what. They've all been waiting this morning for Jeriko Du Reponet's handicap mark, and it's come down from 148 to 145. What does that mean? Well, that means he can get into the bracketed handicaps. The National Hunt Chase is a 0 to 145. The Kim Muir is a 0 to 145. The Ultimate Handicap is an open-ended handicap, so no bracket on that race. But he could also go there as well. We could even drop back and trip. We don't know. But I think the most likely place for Jeriko Du Reponet is the Kim Muir, according to Twitter. But I'm not entirely convinced. Now, when we look through this Kim Muir market, we see that JP McManus has multiple horses that could run in this race. Lots and lots of horses that could run in this race in the Kim Muir. And you're even talking about Johnny Who as well, who is a horse that finished narrowly second in the race last year. You've got lots of unexposed horses from the JP McManus yard that could go into this race. And you don't have too many that could go the other way into the Ultimate. Now, people are also saying that Jagwar is going to be stepping up in trip into the Ultimate. That's probably because they heard a slight little line from his trainers after the race on Saturday saying he looks like he needs to step up in trip. Now, bear in mind that Oliver and Josh Guerrero, as good as they are, they do not plan where their horses go when they're owned by JP McManus. They have zero input. Otherwise, Iroko would not have been campaigned the way he's been campaigned. Put it that way. Now, why do I say this? Because Jagwar will obviously, if he goes into the Ultimate Handicap, then he's going to likely be the number one from the JP McManus team, right? So then you have to sort of look around like you do every year, and you sort of have to find these little holes where these JP horses are likely going to be sitting in. He likes to spread his team out. He likes to have a good chance in nearly every race going. So you do have to take that into consideration. But I would argue, why on earth would they go up in trip with Jagwar? He's finished narrowly second twice over 2 mile 4. And it just looks like his trip. He's got a bit of speed. He's not slow. Why would you test his stamina at that point? Would be my question. And I don't think you would. So I think I can see Jagwar, despite the Twitter outbursts, staying at the 2 mile 4 trip. I can see that. So who does JP put in the Ultimate Handicap then? Because Jeriko Du Reponet has had 4 runs. Now, this is the interesting part about this. He's had 4 runs over fence. You need 4 runs to qualify for open handicaps at the Cheltenham Festival over fences, 5 over hurdles. Jeriko Du Reponet's first run over fences came last season when he pulled up. Now, that counts towards his qualification for an open handicap. And what's he going to meet in these open handicaps? He's going to meet probably exposed horses. Novices have a really good record in the Ultimate Handicap. The Kim Muir is again, two very similar races. But I think he's got a handful of horses that could run in the Kim Muir. You look through the betting, there's about 6 or 7 that could run in that Kim Muir. Jeriko Du Reponet is one of only a couple, well, probably the only one actually, other than Johnny Who, in the Kim Muir betting that could run in the Ultimate Handicap. So I wouldn't get too carried away. With this Twitter sphere blowing up, everyone thinking they've got onto a good thing with Jeriko Du Reponet. You're not spotting something no one else has seen. Everybody has seen it. Everybody is waiting for his handicap mark to see if it come down to 145 or not. Everybody has seen it. Okay, it's not an angle, and he's been stupidly cut in the market this morning because of this hype about him. I think he's around 6-1. I mean 7-2 in places. That's just absolutely balmy. My advice is just wait for the day. If he does go to the Kim Muir, just wait for the day and have a look at the race there and then. You don't need to be taking such short prices about races that a horse might not even go to. My sort of rule is double figures and above if I want to have a sort of a stab at whether a horse is going to go to a race or not. And I think that rule should apply to Jeriko Du Reponet. So just a bit of a word of advice. My personal opinion is I think he'd go to the Ultimate Handicap. They did it with Cree Billy a couple of years ago. I think this lad Jeriko will go in there. Novices have a great record. He's the right age. There's lots in his favour, I personally think. So, yeah, I think he'll go that way, but everyone else seems to think he'll go to the Kim Muir. That's fine. But it's getting exciting, right, because the DRF is coming up this week. That's going to give us lots of further clues for the Cheltenham Festival in March. But I just thought I'd comment on that this morning because I thought the hype and the this is a good thing now is just pissed me off. It just wound me up a little bit. Well, if you're doing so, guys, have a great day. If you want to come and join Daryl Carter Racing, where you get direct access to me and first-hand thoughts, feelings about races, as well as obviously the daily tipping column and the Cheltenham Anti-Post column, head over to www.patreon.com/Daryl Carter Racing. The link is in the description below. Have a wonderful Tuesday, and I'll speak to you very soon.